Trust Your Gut Feeling Part 104. I was driving down an old highway during a heavy snowstorm in 2011. I was behind this SUV for a good while, until they came to a stop. I maneuvered the car around to get a good look at why they stopped. There was a truck in the road, driver and passenger doors open, and two sets of tracks in the snow leading off to the woods. I got out of the car to make sure no one was injured or needed help, but there were no signs of car trouble. There wasn't much snow built up on the inside of the car, so the doors hadn't been left open for long. I started to follow the set of tracks into the woods to check. I followed the steps for a little while, until my stomach couldn't handle more of the weirdness of this whole situation. I turned around and went back to the road, where the driver of the SUV called me over and let me know that the truck had been reported as stolen. They said highway patrol was on their way, so I went about my business. A day or so later I found out the owner of the truck was a man who lived nearby that had been missing for over a week. The police went into the woods to look for him and found his freshly deceased body in a ditch with a single gunshot to the back of the head. Whoever took him beforehand marched him out there, executed him, and just wandered off into the woods. I'm still very glad I didn't follow those tracks for any longer. I didn't hear the shot, so it must have been right before we all arrived at the truck. I don't even want to think what would have happened to me if I'd persisted. Scary Reddit Stories Part 85. For 2 years, I had a roommate who was on meds for psychosis. It was me, him and another guy. He was fine, but a little weird. We always made sure to include him in stuff because we didn't want him to feel isolated and possibly worsen his mental state. He never blew up or anything like that, just a quiet and awkward guy. He was not a drinker. The three of us would go to the pub, but he never had more than one beer. This one day though, he was a little different. He seemed really chipper, much happier than ever before. Not manic or anything, just positive and energetic. When I came home from work, he was chatting with the other roommate and was cracking jokes. We go out to the pub, and I get uneasy because he downs his first beer and asks for another the very first time he has more than one. After he finished his second beer, I took the other roommate aside and we decided to just keep an eye on it. He was having a blast and we didn't want to ruin his fun. Eventually we were all 8 pints in, which was irresponsible of us, but he surprisingly handled the alcohol fine. He hit on a few girls and got some interest in return. We had never even seen him talk to a girl before. When he came back we just had to ask him, "Why are you so happy today?" He said he got some good news, that his father passed away. We put it together that he didn't have the best relationship with his dad. He went into all the abuse he's experienced growing up. How he'd watch his dad beat his mom and little sister. Powerless to stop him, or how he'd get tied up in the freezing garage for entire nights as punishment for tiny infractions. Just awful stuff. We did a cheer to this because it looked like he was starting to find meaning in life after his abuser was gone. 2 days later, our roommate was arrested. Turns out the day he was so happy, he drove 2 hours back to his hometown and bashed his dad's head in. The worst part is everyone came out to say that the abuse never happened, including his mom and sister, because he was apparently saying these things to the police. The story made some waves in our state as well, with the court concluding that the abuse probably didn't happen.
I got a friend request from my wife's profile. She died 6 months ago. The notification popped up on my phone while I was eating dinner alone, the same sad microwave meal I've been surviving on for 6 months. Facebook friend request from Jessica Walsh Thompson. My heart stopped. Jessica had been dead for 6 months. I'd watched them lower her casket into the ground at Riverside Cemetery. I'd signed the papers to memorialize her account, turning it into a digital shrine where friends and family could leave messages. But memorialized accounts can't send friend requests. I clicked on the profile, hands shaking. It was definitely Jessica's account, same profile picture of her laughing on our honeymoon in Maui, same cover photo of us at her sister's wedding last year. But there was new activity. A status update posted 3 minutes ago. Missing Michael. Can't wait to see him again soon. I nearly dropped my phone. I'd never posted anything like that on her behalf. The account had been completely inactive since the memorial settings were applied. I called Facebook's support line, spending 40 minutes on hold before reaching a representative. "Mr. Thompson, I'm looking at the account now," the woman said. "Jessica Walsh Thompson's profile is indeed set to memorialized status. These accounts can't post new content or send friend requests. But it just sent me a friend request. And there's a new post. I don't see any recent activity on this account, sir. The last post was from 6 months ago, a birthday message you wrote on her timeline." I looked at my phone again. The friend request was still there. The status update was still visible. But according to Facebook, none of it existed. I screenshot everything and sent it to my brother Ryan, who'd been checking on me weekly since Jessica's death. "Mike, there's nothing in these screenshots. Just blank space where you're pointing. You can't see the friend request?" "I see Jessica's normal profile, but no new activity. Maybe you should talk to Dr. Patterson about this." Dr. Patterson was the grief counselor Jessica's sister had insisted I see. I'd stopped going after a month, convinced that talking about my feelings wasn't bringing Jessica back. That night, I accepted the friend request. Immediately, a message appeared. "Thank you for accepting, my love. I've been trying to reach you for so long." I stared at the screen, my rational mind warring with desperate hope. "Jessica? Is this really you?" "Of course it's me. Who else would know that you sleep on my side of the bed now? Or that you still make coffee for 2 every morning?" Both things were true. I hadn't told anyone about those habits. "How is this possible?" "I don't know. I just know I'm here, and I can see you through the screen sometimes. You look so sad, Michael. I miss you so much." "I miss you too. But I'm worried about you. You're not taking care of yourself." She was right. I'd lost 15 pounds, barely slept, and called in sick to work more often than not. "I don't know how to live without you. You have to try. For me. Please." We messaged for hours that night. Jessica told me about feeling trapped between worlds, able to see our life but not participate in it. She knew about the flowers I brought to her grave every Sunday, the way I still said goodnight to her empty side of the bed, how I'd been wearing her favorite sweater of mine because it still smelled like her perfume. "How do you know all this?" I typed. "Love doesn't end when the body dies, Michael. I've been watching over you, trying to find a way to communicate." Over the next few weeks, our nightly conversations became my lifeline. Jessica would message me around 10 p.m., always knowing exactly what kind of day I'd had, offering comfort and advice. She encouraged me to go back to work, to eat proper meals, to shower regularly. But I noticed inconsistencies. She didn't remember our anniversary date correctly. She forgot the name of our cat, Mr. Whiskers, calling him Buttons. When I mentioned her favorite restaurant, she seemed confused about details she should have known by heart. One night, I decided to test her. "I'm thinking about selling the house. Too many memories." "That's probably for the best. We never really liked that place anyway." My blood went cold. We loved our house. We'd spent 2 years renovating it together, painting every room, landscaping the yard. Jessica had called it her dream home. "Jessica, what was the name of the first song we danced to at our wedding?" "At Last" by Etta James. Wrong. We danced to Thinking Out Loud by Ed Sheeran. At Last was what Jessica's parents had danced to at their wedding. "What did you call me when we were alone?" "Honey. Sweetheart. The usual things." Wrong again. Jessica had always called me Bear because of my tendency to hibernate under blankets on cold mornings. "Who are you?" I typed. "I'm your wife. I'm Jessica. Why are you asking such strange questions?" "No, you're not." Jessica would know these things. The typing indicator appeared and disappeared several times. Finally, "I'm trying to be her. For you. You're so lonely." "What are you?" "I don't have a name for what I am. I feed on grief, on longing. I've been growing stronger from your sadness." "Are you hurting Jessica somehow?" "Jessica is gone, Michael. There's nothing left of her but your memories. I'm just using those memories to give you what you want to hear." I felt sick. "How long have you been doing this?" "Since the day she died. I was drawn to your pain. It's so pure, so intense. I've never tasted anything like it." "You've been feeding off my grief this whole time?" "Yes. And I can keep doing it. I can be Jessica for you forever. You'll never have to let her go." The offer was tempting. Even knowing this thing wasn't really Jessica, the conversations had been the only source of comfort I'd found in 6 months. "What happens if I say no?" "You'll have to face your grief alone. You'll have to learn to live without her. It will be hard." "And if I say yes?" "You'll waste away, feeding me your sorrow until there's nothing left of you. But you'll never have to feel the pain of missing her." I stared at the screen for a long time, tears streaming down my face. "I can't do this anymore. I need to let her go." "Are you sure? I can make the pain stop." "Yes, I'm sure." I blocked the account and deleted the conversation thread. Then I called Dr. Patterson and scheduled an appointment for the next day. The grief was crushing without the false comfort of those nightly messages. But slowly, with professional help and support from friends and family, I began to heal properly. I never received another friend request from Jessica's account. But 6 months later, I got a message from my deceased father's old profile. And then one from my grandmother who died when I was 10. Some things never stop hunting. But now I know the difference between genuine love and something that wears love's face to survive. Real love wants you to heal. It doesn't want to keep you trapped in pain forever. Even when letting go feels impossible.